Bonjour et bienvenue à une autre vidéo avec Gel. Donc aujourd'hui, je comptais regarder le dévoilement de la nouvelle patch, puis League en même temps, de Path of Exile 2, qui est Dawn of the Hunt. On va faire dans le fond une réaction, moi et Nook ensemble, par rapport à ce dévoilement-là, et on va donner nos impressions de ce qu'on pense de comment que la League va être par rapport, dans le fond, les améliorations, puis s'il y a des points négatifs. Bon, on va vous laisser écouter ça.
Oh yes. On part de ça.
Oui.
Checker ça voir ce petit trailer-là.
Donc on...
Je le pars ou tu le pars? Je le pars.
Ah, vas-y.
À l'instant.
We as Mary are guided by the Spirit. It provides prayer, shelter, even love.
C'est quand même joli.
But for me,
Ouais.
one day,
Les bonnes cinématiques.
all that were changed.
Ouais.
Huntress.
The Spirit it
Spoiler.
showed me something. Something.
Ouais.
Je suis
Oh.
sûr que c'est safe ça. Je sais pas.
And to
Oh.
defend all
Ils vont-tu rajouter un acte, tu penses?
Peut-être.
Oh.
I lost everything.
Oh non.
Rip.
Banished.
Faites partie du village.
Bird weren't finished with me yet.
Ben, faut pas que tu huntes du monde, là.
Ouais. Ça me fait penser à l'Amazon dans Diablo 2. C'est Diablo 2? Ouais.
Ouais. Ben,
I'll right the wrongs I've done. I'll do what I must.
elle a une amulette.
No matter the cost.
Wow!
I will.
Elle t'a sneaké ça.
C'est...
On dirait un mélange de Monk Ranger.
Ouais. À date, j'aime ça. J'aime vraiment ça. Ouh.
C'est un ligne mécanique.
On n'a pas vu les mécaniques encore.
Ouais. Oh! Mount. Premier mount.
J'aime pas, par exemple, que la menthe est à côté de toi quand que...
Ouais. Asmerian Wisp. What the fuck is that? Les summon, genre?
Oh non! Les Rogue Exile! Oh boy!
Ils sont de retour. What the fuck?
Ok,
Dans
nice.
C'est un unique.
Des Ascension de plus.
Fuck.
Oh wow! Ok, ils ont fait une bonne job.
Oh.
Ok, ça s'enligne
fuck.
bien.
En fait, compte, je vais peut-être pas faire Huntress, mais peut-être essayer une Ascendancy de non-class. S'il ajoute des Ascendancy.
Ouais.
Le 4 avril, c'est un vendredi, ça? Vendredi, ouais.
Ouais.
12 PM, c'est 3 PM, heure du Québec.
Pisté, ouais.
Enfin, je m'arrange finir plus tôt.
Malheureusement,
Je veux streamer ça.
on est peut-être
Ouais,
un
ça
peu
va être ça.
tard, mais on risque d'avoir des problèmes aussi de connexion, comme à peu près tous les jeux avec des grosses patches.
Ouais, premier 3 heures, là. Genre avant 6 heures, ça serait pas jouable.
Il y a des chances que non.
Nice, ça a l'air intéressant. Le prochain vidéo, c'est le in-depth. Fait que ça va être intéressant, ça aussi. Fait qu'on peut faire play. J'imagine que ça va auto-queue l'autre. On va le savoir dans 2 secondes.
On verra.
Oh, je pense que oui.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers,
Salut, John.
Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Welcome to GGG
J'ai
Live.
Rog.
Well,
On
it's
a-tu
been
les,
a little over 3 months since we launched early access.
y a-tu
so
les
it's about
captions
time for
en
our
français
first
pour les gens qui
major
sont...
content
Ah, il n'y a même pas français. Wow!
Today, we're going to show you an exclusive reveal
Portugais,
of Path of
japonais,
Exile
espagnol,
2,
russe, coréen.
Dawn
Pas
of the
français.
Hunt.
Nice.
It launches on
Close
April
enough.
4th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's
Mais
live.
en anglais, au cas où.
So ensure you follow the instructions below
Les gens sont
to
plus
claim your
habiles à lire
execution
l'anglais que
authority
l'entendre.
finisher
Écoutez.
event. Now in today's stream,
Il
we're
est
going to
écrit.
take you on a
New class,
Caption.
ascendancies, character system improvements, endgame improvements. Oh,
Ce que j'ai fait,
Pendant... Oh, je sais pas.
c'est moi qui ai fait.
On va faire replay. C'est un replay, ça. Attends un petit peu. Si j'enlève... Je pense que je peux la repartir de même. Ouais.
Alright.
Hi, I'm Jonathan
Salut,
Rogers,
John!
Game Director on Path of
Hey,
Exile
John.
2. Welcome to GGG Live. Well, it's been a little over
Putain.
3 months since we
Moi en
launched
anglais.
early access, so it's about time for
Ouais,
our
faut te le
first
retenir.
major content update.
Anglais.
Today, we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt,
Alright.
which launches on April
Semaine
4th.
prochaine.
Ouais.
Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream.
Oh fuck,
so
il y avait des
ensure
Twitch
you
drops.
follow the instructions
Oh well.
below
Rip.
and you'll
C'est
obtain your execution
juste
ability
pour les gens qui regardent, c'est pas live, on le fait le
Today's
soir du
stream, we're gonna
release.
take you on a deep dive into the
Du
new Dawn.
reveal. In-game improvement, new in-game content. Je sais pas c'est quoi character system improvement.
of
On
the
se parle
Hunt
pas long.
update. We'll cover a new class, 5 new ascendancy
Le
classes,
Q&A, on va le
and
skipper parce
huge
que c'est des
expansions
gens
on
qui jasent pendant une
character
heure
systems
après la
like unique
fin.
items and support gems.
Avec Ziggy.
After that, it's on to
Ouais.
the in-game improvements, including changes to systems, a bunch of new encounters,
Alright.
and lots of
Okay.
other content.
Je me demande si on
We're
travaillé
gonna
les
finish up today
strong
with a
box
live Q&A session with
Il y a des
CDT
bonnes
will ask
chances.
Path of Exile 2's
qui
game
étaient pas
directors,
vergeuses.
myself and Mark,
Euh,
your questions
pas
from
vergeuse, c'est encore là.
We have a lot to cover.
Understatement of
So
the
let's get
year.
started with a trailer
Ouais.
for Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt.
Ah, c'est le même trailer qu'on a checké tantôt.
We
Ouais.
as Mary
Ouais.
are guided by the Spirit.
C'est pas space, c'est juste 45 secondes. Une
Shelter,
minute.
Eh,
even
Un peu,
love.
un peu plus.
peut-être un peu plus. Mais,
For me, one day, all
elle va être
will be
intéressante.
Double take. Ouais.
J'ai
J'ai vu une couple de skills qu'on avait déjà avec le
Ok.
staff. J'imagine qu'il y avait des bouts de
something.
gameplay que c'était avec un staff. En tout cas,
Ouais.
une couple de, tu sais, le gros slam avec un flip là.
And to defend
Ok.
what I loved, I used it.
Tu sais, tantôt on n'a pas vu ça.
Ouais.
Avec le lightning. Ah ouais.
T'étais-tu dans la même vidéo que moi tantôt?
Maybe not.
Ah!
It weren't finished with me yet.
Ça l'explique.
Ouais. Bon, gameplay.
Non, ça va être le bas.
Ouais.
I'll right the wrongs
Après le-
I've done.
Le
Mais
crime avec
j'ai
la yoink,
sneak.
la
Ah,
staff
mais-
c'est vraiment rapide, pis c'est comme irréaliste. Là. Elle swing en dessous de la barre du barreau en un quart de seconde.
Ah, ça pourrait être réaliste, là. Je veux dire, quelqu'un qui te pogne ça, tu vas pas prendre 2
Ouais.
secondes de spare pour ça.
Ouais, cette flamme là.
Ok.
Ça c'est nouveau. Ça c'est tout nouveau.
Ouais.
Beaucoup de lightning, de feu. Ça je sais pas c'est quoi.
Je sais pas, mais ça va de l'air le fun.
Ça. Oh, les beasts!
Peut-être.
Peut-être que l'affaire de Hunt, c'est Einar qui va revenir.
Oh, ça se pourrait, ça. Puis que la montre, c'est genre une des beasts que tu captures.
Peut-être. Ça c'est fou là, 25 skills, 100 passives. Pas passives,
Ah
mais-
oui, c'est ridicule. Ah, les wisps, ça a l'air d'être une mécanique.
Ouais. Les Rogue Exile. Ça c'est ridicule là. Fuck. Oh, on peut-tu reculer de genre juste une couple de secondes?
Je sais pas.
Maintenant je fais ça.
C'était
Je veux voir le look des. Genre ça. Le masque il est nice à droite.
Ça a l'air d'une affaire de summoner.
Ouais. Fuck le marteau. Sang unique. Damn. Belle armure.
Ça, c'était une crossbow!
Ouais, c'est gros. Endgame mécanique.
Ouais, ça, c'est les boss. Celui-là, je me souviens pas. Mais le premier, on l'a déjà vu.
Ouais. Il doit y avoir beaucoup de nouveaux boss aussi.
Du crafting?
Peut-être.
Parce qu'il tapait dessus une enclume. C'est peut-être pour
Une map avec du crafting à la fin.
Oh. Oh. Pas sûr que j'aime ça.
Ouais, pas ça non plus. Oh boy.
Ça veut
J'espère
dire-
qu'on va plus avoir de contrôle sur les layouts qu'on va faire à la fin.
Now, as you can see, in Dawn of the Hunt, we're introducing the
J'espère.
first new class since early access to PvE2,
Huntress.
the Huntress. The Huntress is a spear-wielding Asmeri warrior. Born into a
Je pense qu'on va
society
l'écouter
with
une troisième fois.
traditions, she was
Ouais, quasiment.
homeland after using the power of a skill gem to defend her village. As a dexterous spear user, she specializes in both melee and ranged combat, dashing into
Je fais du
and
blinding.
Spears
Oh, ouais.
have extended range
Ouais,
and
mais
dash.
c'est des
But
skills, là.
unlike other melee weapons,
Dans
you
Paul,
can also throw them.
Tu peux faire un peu n'importe quoi, là.
In order to make a hybrid ranged and melee character work, we had to do a lot of thinking about
Beaucoup de
ways
feu.
to make it fun to both enter and exit
Oui.
melee range. The first skill you will get as a huntress is Whirling Slash. As well as
Ooh.
striking in a circle
Ça peut
around
être
you,
nice. Ouais.
this skill creates a whirlwind that blinds your enemies. Leaving the whirlwind will
Espèce
make
de
it
Blade
explode.
Vortex comme dans le 1.
The more whirling slashes
Ouais.
used, the bigger the whirlwind,
Ouais, c'est
and
vrai
the
ça.
bigger the explosion.
Wow.
Once you're out of there, you'll want to follow up with something ranged. Whip your spear around to shoot twisters towards your foes. These twisters bounce off walls and can hit enemies multiple times.
Oh, wow.
You can also
Let's
throw
see,
twisters inside a whirlwind to shoot out extra tornadoes that do
Ooh.
really damage.
Si tu ramp up le damage puis c'est des
In
hits
her
à chaque
offhand,
demi-seconde,
the
ça peut
Huntress
être
will
assez
usually
OP.
want to hold a buckler, which allows you to do a new skill,
Buckler.
parry.
Oh,
While
fuck.
holding down
Parry!
your character will counterattack any incoming attack
Oh!
from monsters near you, stunning them. In
Huh.
addition, the monsters will take extra attack damage from your follow-up strike.
Nice.
Some specific skills are designed to be used after a parry and have extra
Oh boy.
effects. Disengage is a skill that does a quick jump back,
Un jump en
damaging
arrière,
enemies
ouais.
in front of you, and it can be used to interrupt other actions, like dodge roll. If you use it against a parried enemy, though, it causes an explosion and gives you a frenzy charge.
Ooh, frenzy.
Just be careful. If you parry too much, you're going to get stunned
Ouais,
and possibly
knockdown.
killed.
Ok.
You can
Tu peux
combine
pas
it
juste
with
Barre en
both
bas à
whirling
gauche.
slash.
Ouais.
Slash,
Au-dessus des
parry,
potions, il y a une barre de,
disengage,
comme, de
and you'll get an
knockdown si
explosion
t'as
on the
rempli ton affaire.
disengage and the whirling
Ok.
Ça,
slash.
tu bloques.
The
C'est la
Huntress
même chose
also
avec
has
les
a
shields,
variety of
avec les
elemental
warriors.
spear throw attacks.
Aha.
You could use
Ça rappelle mon
lightning
build.
spear to bounce lightning off your foe. Or you could throw explosive spears into the ground. These
Oh.
spears take a while to detonate, but when they do, they'll incinerate anyone caught in the blast. All spear throws on the Huntress can also be empowered by frenzy charges.
Uh-oh.
For example, explosive spears will do an even larger explosion and leave fire on the ground.
Wow.
And these empowered versions can activate even more combos. Using whirling slash over ground fire will
Adds feu.
suck it into the whirlwind,
Nice.
adding fire to the explosion. Using twisters inside a fire whirlwind will
Oh
shoot
boy.
out fire tornadoes as well.
Tornade de feu. Ouais.
Similar
Diablo
to
2.
ice
Druide.
and lightning too.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Ok,
Chaque
tous les
élément.
éléments.
Now, a key aspect of hunting is exhausting your foes by causing blood loss.
Bleeding.
This
ok.
skill is Rake, which dashes towards your target and unleashes a deadly slash, opening up wounds on your enemies.
T'as vu ça un peu par
Follow up,
exemple?
disengage and dash the bleed out as they
Un peu. Oh boy.
On the health
Ok.
bar of monsters,
Bleeding
you
peut
can
être
see how much
intéressant.
blood loss the enemy has experienced, and the Huntress has skills to take advantage of this.
Oh.
For example, using Blood Hunt will thrust forward and cause a bloody explosion. The more blood loss, the bigger the explosion. If you want to cause bigger bleeds, try out Rapid Assault.
Ok.
The final hit
Un
of
bon
this
single
multi-hit
target.
combo will stick a spear into your enemy for a big bleed. Now, Explosive Spear and Rapid Assault both result in leaving spears behind, either in the ground or in enemies. But there are other skills that leave spears around too, like Storm Lance. that leaves an
J'imagine qu'il va y avoir un
electrical spear
skill.
that arcs towards enemies.
Ouais.
But what can
Clairement.
you
Tu peux
do
triggerer
with
ce qu'il y a à terre.
Detonate
Oui.
mode, of course.
Ouais, comme
Thunderous
ça.
Leap will allow you to jump onto and explode any spears, either in the ground or in your enemy.
Nice.
Dedans, les ennemis aussi.
Now, as well as hunting
Ouais.
animals, the Huntress also has the ability to work with them.
Oh.
While fighting any beast, you have the ability to tame it and use it as a companion.
What?
You can only have one companion
c'est
at a
comme,
time, but it will keep the mods that were on it. Try to find a rare beast with good mods to take full
dans un, les
advantage of your
summoners.
ability to tame them.
Les phantasmes, c'est ça dans le 1? Je sais.
Now, this is just the beginning
Tu
of
peux
the
revive
Huntress.
jusqu'à
With
3.
really
Les specters.
hybrid ranged and
Ah, c'est
melee
ça.
gameplay work for this class by having a huge amount of synergy between ranged and melee options.
Moi qui, dans le 1, jouais beaucoup avec les Spectres.
In-game, you'll be
Je
slinging
vais
words of insanely
peut-être vraiment aimer
powerful
ça.
spears, sending forth spirit animals and summoning the might of Solaris from the sky.
Ah. Ça
Dude.
l'arrête. Ouais.
But we still haven't talked about ascendancy classes yet.
Oh,
What
fuck.
can the Huntress ascend
Oh boy.
into? Well, the first ascension class you could
on va
choose
sûrement faire
is
des
the
pauses dans pas long.
Ritualist.
Oh boy.
The Ritualist has embraced the darker side of his merry traditions
What the
by
fuck?
harnessing the power of animal
Wow.
sacrifice and plague. The Corrupted Life Force skill causes all enemies around you to grow volatile blood boils on their skin. When these enemies are slain, the boils will burst, spreading corrupted blood to all enemies around you.
Wow.
The Ritualist also excels in taking
What?
advantage of magical trinkets.
Euh.
The Unfurled Finger skill allows you to equip an
It's a
invisible
ring.
ring on a finger around
Ça,
your
c'est
neck.
vraiment brisé, là.
Taking
Imagine-tu un build avec deux Calandra Mirror Rings, pis t'as genre une ring de fou sur l'autre.
Y avait pas une belt qui faisait en sorte que les rings étaient genre doublés? Ouais.
Ouais, jusqu'à 80... Ouais, jusqu'à 100%. Ouais.
Ok. Non, elle va être brisée. Dans le brisé.
ce que je commence à penser? Il y a gros, ben pas gros, il y a quelques skills de crossbow qui peuvent faire du bleeding aussi. Je me demande si ça serait pas bon un build avec elle, mais un crossbow à la place.
Il y a des bonnes chances.
Parce qu'elle spawn. C'est
Oh.
Dex. Es-tu pur Dex? Je pense que oui.
Oui.
Elle spawn en bas du tree. Elle commence dans le bas du tree. Ou en bas à droite. En bas à droite.
À
Je me souviens
droite.
plus, ça fait longtemps. Ouais, je pense que c'est à droite.
Mystic Attunement increases the bonuses
Oh
of
oui.
all
25% increase bonus des rings et amulettes.
Ouais.
En plus, la belt, mettons.
Mhm.
C'est près jusqu'à 125.
the rings and amulets
Ça
you have
dépend si c'est un increase les deux. Ou ça se multiplie de manière étrange.
Ouais, c'est peut-être moins ou ça serait plus. Ça serait peut-être plus.
Je peux
C'est
pas
l'autre, c'est un
dire.
more.
Oh.
Fuck.
equipped. Now this is one of my favorites. As the Whispers Ask,
C'est ça qu'on a vu tantôt, je pense, que quand on somme le corps à terre, mettons.
Use the skill on the
Ouais.
corpses of slain rare monsters to
Ça fait
absorb
quoi?
the power in their blood, to give
Oh!
one of their modifiers for a short time. Specialize
headhunter
further
on
into
demand.
ritualistic sacrifice with As the Whispers Demand.
Oh, ritual sacrifice can be used on yourself. What the fuck? Ok, fait que tu sacrifies 20%, ça doit être une espèce de réservation. Non, c'est un one-time. Ok. Wow. Ok.
Which allows you to perform that skill on yourself instead of a corpse.
Oh.
Cut your own hand, sacrificing some of your own blood to empower yourself.
Nice.
What?
The Amazon Ascension is for those
Ritualiste
looking to hunt
potentiel.
more than just beasts.
Mhm.
Trained as an elite guard to the most important Asmeri elders, the Amazon
Ça va
will
être
use
vraiment
more
plus
traditional fighting
combattant,
techniques mastered to
celui-là. Ouais.
perfection. The Predatory Instinct skill will cause you to reveal weaknesses in the defenses of rare
What
and
the
weak
fuck?
enemies, causing you to deal more damage. You can see those
Wow.
weaknesses represented on their life bars. While using Elemental Infusion, any charges you consume will infuse your weapon with elemental power, causing any projectile attacks to explode
Fire
on impact.
infusion, fire infusion.
The critical strike skill is as simple as it sounds. It takes your excess
Wow.
accuracy and gives it to you as critical strike chance.
Wow.
Additionally, you
Un
have
crit
skills
build.
like Mystic Harvest, which allows your elemental damage to leech life, and as Mary Brew to be able to use either flask to restore both life and mana.
Nice.
So
Oh,
those
fait que t'as
are the
comme
two
deux flasques dans le fond
ascendancies
qui
for
régènent les deux.
hunters. But those aren't
Ouais.
the only ascendancies in Dawn of the Hunt.
Oh.
We've added a new
Uh-oh.
ascension class for 3 of the other existing classes too.
Ranger.
Oh boy.
Oh,
First
warrior.
up, for our warriors out there,
Oh.
we have the Smith of Katava.
Smith.
The warrior is a blacksmith in origin, taught by his father.
Est-ce que je vais jouer warrior?
With this ascension, you can take
What
your
the fuck?
smithing skills to new heights by embracing power from the insatiable one himself,
Last in
Kitava.
the world.
Smiths of Katava are master
Oh.
blacksmiths
Temper
and have
weapon.
the
Qu'est-ce que ça
ability to
fait?
forge their weapon, quite literally. Using
Oh
the
boy.
Against the Anvil notable skill, you can enhance your weapon with fiery destruction before any battle. After
What?
doing so, your attacks will release explosions on hit for maximum
Wow.
Non,
devastation.
c'est beaucoup trop débile de faire des
You can
explosions
also
même
use the
partout.
power of Kitava to summon an animated copy of your weapon to fight alongside you.
Wow.
A great
Ok.
blacksmith can do more than just forging their weapon, though. Their armor can be enhanced too.
Uh-oh.
Now, you might
They rolled
think
a
this ascendancy class
What
tree looks a
the
little
fuck?
abnormal, and you're right. There's a lot of notable skills all disconnected at the bottom there.
Ouais.
Vas-y,
By taking this
un
point
truc.
here, which is free to assign, your character is unable to equip body armors with mods of any kind.
What?
So your body armor must be normal. Sounds like
What
a
the...
downside, right?
Wait.
Except now,
Attends,
in
faut
true
reculer.
blacksmith fashion, you get
J'ai pas vu ça le
It's free
premier.
to
Il y avait du
assign.
chaos.
your character is unable to equip body armors with mods of any kind.
Wow.
En plus, ça plaise. Oui.
T'as de l'armure contre le chaos damage aussi.
Ah, nice. Pour les hits. Il me semble que les hits de chaos, il n'y en a pas tant que ça.
Il me semble
So your
pas
body
tant que
armor
ça.
must be normal. Sounds like a downside.
Donc, ok, l'armure grant certains bonus de plus.
Ouais.
Critical
Right.
damage.
Except now, in true blacksmith fashion, you get to craft your own body armor by taking
Wow.
those disconnected notables with your
C'est un
blows.
immune, en gros.
Non,
If you
juste
want your
100%
body
deux
armor
fois
to
plus
grant
dur.
life, take this notable.
Ouais.
If you want resistances, take this
What
one.
the fuck?
There's so many choices. Think of it like you're crafting your own body armor, just in a more literal
Ouais, mais c'est
sense.
des points.
Now,
Ouais.
let's move on to those who prefer the
Ben, le
reassuring
15% max
feel of a
life, ça, c'est
crossbow in
intense,
their
ça.
hands,
Ouais.
the mercenary.
Oh,
Mais
ça m'intéresse.
Alongside the existing Ascension classes, the Gemling Legionnaire and the Witch Hunter, you can now play as the Tactician. The
Ah, ouais, ça a
Tactician
été
is a
leaké,
former
ça.
Blackguard
De
elite.
l'image.
Free from the duties of a Blackguard, he
What
is
the
able to use his training to decimate the monsters of Ray class
Nice.
and earn a healthy income doing so.
Rain of arrows. Rain of
This
bolts.
training comes in the form of various skills like suppressing fire, which causes all projectiles to pin enemies. When
wow,
combined with the right where we want them notable, Your pin not only stops your enemies from moving, but stops them
Yeah.
from performing actions too.
What?
Similar to free.
Ça fait un beau combo. Moi, je prends ça, puis toi, tu prends l'Amazon. Hein? Ben, la
Mhm.
spear.
With a soldier's
What?
training, the tactician also works well cooperatively. Using the whoever pays best notable, you can place multiple banners at once. The watch how we do it skill gives a portion of your weapon's damage to your allies as well.
What the fuck?
But if that isn't enough, you can also command your army of off-screen archers to unleash hell and cover the entire area with arrows. Finally,
débile,
witch players will be able to join their legions by becoming
Oh.
undead themselves.
Summoner.
In Dawn of the Hunt, we're introducing the Lich Ascension class.
Fuck la Huntress.
The Lich is a master of chaos
Nah,
and curses
I'd like
who can
to
sacrifice
something.
her life to enhance her energy shield. The
Oh, boy.
crystalline phylactery skill allows you to nominate a jewel in which to contain part of
What?
your soul, massively increasing its power. There's just one downside to splitting your soul this way, though. If you have no energy shield, your mana costs will shoot up.
Meh.
The necromantic conduit skill causes you and allies in your presence to have unholy might, granting extra damage as
Wow.
it heals. Rupture the soul makes
By la
enemies
mana,
cursed
par exemple.
explode with chaos damage when
Ouais.
slain.
Ça te prend bien que la mana, tu la
The
passes
minion
dans
of
le
flesh
shield.
allows you to apply an additional curse.
Deux curse.
It's safe to say you'll be the true master of the occult by choosing the Lich class. So
Ouais.
Dawn of the Hunt has the Huntress and 5 new Ascension classes, but it doesn't end there. Let's take a
No.
look at some of the new skills we've added.
Oh boy.
Now you may remember we previously
Oh,
talked
boy.
about the Raised Spectre skill.
Oh.
It's finally
Is it
complete,
back?
and it will be made available in the upcoming
Oh, oh.
expansion. It can be found in the occult skills on the skill gem
That's
crafting
set.
panel.
Ok.
Raised
Nice.
Spectre is a skill that allows you to trap the
Wow,
soul
tu
of
vois
almost
toutes les
any monster in
ce
the
que tu peux
game,
raiser.
Ah, ça c'est
Leur
bien.
coup. Ouais.
which you can then summon in the skill panel.
Wow, ok, ça le capture genre dans ton
Spectres
gym.
cost spirit and will
Nice.
revive automatically if they die, but the spirit cost varies based on the power of the monster. You could summon an army of weaker monsters, or a
Ah, y a
few
pas de limite de
that will
quantité.
pass.
Tu es limité
You
par
can
le
combine them
la
with your
spirit.
existing skeleton minions, or summon exclusively specters. It's all up to you and how you want to customize
Wow.
your army of the undead. Given there
Wow.
are hundreds upon hundreds of monster variants in Path of Exile 2,
Ouais, ça a le
it's
potentiel
safe
d'être
to say
brisé,
you'll be
ça.
experimenting with this one for a while.
Quelque chose qu'ils n'ont pas pensé, là, que le monde va faire.
Ouais.
Now let's move on to our next skill. Since we've been
No.
talking about summoning undead so much, let's have a
Oui.
change of pace and summon something a little more alive. In Dawn of the Hunt, we're
Plus
adding
envie.
the Summon Rower skill.
Oh.
Summon your
Nice.
friendly rower to aid you in combat as a minion. You can also
Oh, tu
mount
peux attaquer
your rower
pendant
in
que tu
combat
bouges.
at any
Wow.
time.
Wow.
Full speed, even while shooting arrows or throwing
Wow.
spears. Be wary though. If you take too much damage while riding your mount, you can be knocked off and get overwhelmed.
Ok.
It's
Il
worth
va y en avoir un
keeping
stun,
an eye on the
j'imagine.
stagger bar, as falling
Ouais.
off the mount
Ouais.
can mean almost certain
Ah,
death.
la même petite barre en bas à gauche.
On
ok.
the topic of
Ouais.
new ways to enhance your character, let's talk about support gems.
Oh boy.
Support gems are used to modify your skill gems
Attends,
in
on va voir c'est
meaningful
quoi.
and
Il va
interesting
trop
ways.
vite.
Currently, we feel that a lot of builds have insufficient options here. To
Ouais.
alleviate this,
Ah, c'est
we're
voulu.
adding over
Ouais.
100
Ah non, c'était
new
juste,
support gems.
C'est
C'est deux gems qu'on connaît.
Hema crystals will enable a new kind of
What
bleed
the fuck?
build, turning the damage over time you would have done into explosive vile crystals.
Wow.
Alignment is a support gem for bow attacks, which can reward skilled players with good positional skills. Caltrops will allow you to litter the battlefield with hazards, slowing your foes as you fling spears through their ranks.
What?
But there's plenty more for
What
every
the
stuff,
fuck?
such as enormity.
Ok, va falloir checker in-game parce que...
Enormity, ouais, c'est ça. Plus gros
Plus gros.
minion, plus de damage, plus de vie. Wow, ok. C'est intense.
Ugh.
C'est quand même gros.
Steady tempo.
Ouais, mais c'était quand même pas payé cher.
Ouais.
Profanity.
Wow, ok.
Retaliate.
Ça change ton damage en chaos si tu consommes un corpse pendant que t'attaques.
Nice.
Syzygy. Yep, that's a real word.
C'est quoi? C'est quoi ça? Je sais
Crushing
pas.
blows. Je sais pas c'est quoi.
Now, we've talked about a new class,
Wow.
new ascendancy classes, new skills, and new support gems. But let's
Wait,
not
John.
forget about the core of a true action RPG,
Oh boy.
the items.
Oh.
To start with, let's talk about
On
uniques.
va se faire avoir une coupe de
We're
pause.
adding over 100 new
On va
unique
essayer.
Je me
items.
prépare.
Non, à vrai dire, ils vont
This
peut-être pas
time,
être trop
we'll make sure
montrés.
to add uniques with a focus
Ouais.
on mid and in-game tiers to make
Ils
sure
vont montrer
there are
comme
more
2-3
exciting
sûrement.
items to find
Sur 100.
for higher-level characters.
Mhm.
Let's look at some examples.
Shield. Beaucoup d'armure. Fire resist, chaos res, stun threshold. fait que
Tu
c'est-
rajoutes des dégâts de feu par rapport à ton bloc. Ouh.
Puis j'imagine que gain 1%, c'est l'équivalent du more, fait que c'est quand même pas pire. Pour un build de shield.
C'est pas du more, c'est du plus. Ouais, c'est étrange.
Ouais. Mettons que tu fais 100 dégâts, tu vas faire 101.
Ouais.
Ou si tu fais 1000, tu vas faire
1010. Ouais.
Mais c'est off damage, c'est pas juste physical ou hit damage, c'est tout.
tout ton dégât.
Ouais.
Ouh.
Ça pourrait être bon sur un summoner, ça, je sais pas si ça marche pour les minions.
Embrace your inner devil.
Ben, c'est
Turn a ball's
toi.
pillar. It grants
Non,
you a
c'est
large
toi,
amount of fire
je
damage
pense.
based on your block chance.
Ouais, un gain, je me ça de toi, ça
The
seulement.
coming calamity allows
What the?
Wow, 3 héraldes gratis sur un staff. Plus life. All resist. Ennemi.
Les ennemis.
What the... Ça va valoir cher.
Ouais, ça risque de valoir très cher. Ah, mais malheureusement, il n'y a pas grand chose dessus, à part ça. À part tout ça, là. Mais c'est un body armor.
mais. Ah, je pensais que c'était le staff. Okay.
Non.
Le Grand Skill, il prend-tu de la Spirit ou te le donne automatique? Je pense qu'il donne automatique.
Grant, habituellement, il fait juste que tu. Je sais
Que
pas.
tu l'as. Je pense que tu l'as juste.
Je pense que tu fais juste l'avoir, mais je sais pas s'il est actif.
T'as 3 héraldes assez chers gratis de Spirit, pas mal. Sinon, ça serait un petit peu à chier comme body armor.
Peut-être pas, on verra.
become a true elements, granting you all 3 elemental herald skills without costing any spirit. At the same time, it penalizes
Bon,
enemy
ben.
resistances.
On a eu notre réponse.
Wastegate is a belt used
Belt,
for builds using
max
a single
life, max
resource
mana.
like blood magic or archmage builds.
Ok.
With this belt, you can use 2 life flasks or 2 mana flasks. It's
Je
up
vois
to
pas
you.
dans quoi ça va être utile.
Now we could go through these
Non,
all day,
pas réellement.
but we'll leave most of them for you to discover.
Je m'en doutais.
Wow.
Just to say though, we want there to be way more cool things to find. Over time, our goal is to add a unique to every single base item type at a minimum, so that you can chance any base in the game.
No.
Now, given that we have the Huntress, we have a set of unique spears from early game all the way through to end game as well.
Oh boy.
One example is Scyther's Spear,
Level
which combines
33.
bleed
Du
and
bleeding.
fire in a powerful way.
Ouais.
It allows your ignites to be aggravated,
Ok,
dealing
ouais, c'est
substantially
juste
more
melee.
damage.
Même
Oh.
beaucoup de bleeding.
We're also
Puis tu peux
introducing
faire
a suite of
du
unique
fire,
weapons
du
with some
ignite.
interesting parry mechanics.
Ouais.
Calgyra's Arc, for example, allows you to parry projectiles from any distance.
Wow.
We're also adding our first unique charms.
Oh.
Bayra's Anguish will not
Ça vaut impose. Quand tu pognes en feu.
T'es immunisé au Ignite.
Ok. Puis 23% de chance de gagner une charge. Ah, une charge pour le charm. Ok. Oh.
Ouh.
Dans un build, c'est quasiment un Righteous Fire homemade. Mais faut que tu mettes le monde en feu autour, pas loin. Sinon ça fait rien.
C'est quand même vraiment bien.
not only protect you from ignite, but will also emit a devastating fire nova whenever you do get ignited.
Oh.
In sum,
Nice.
there's just a ton of new uniques to find. We can't wait to see
Oui,
the
John,
weird and
sans
broken builds
plus,
that come
on l'a
out.
vu tantôt.
Now we also want to talk about crafting options.
Oh
With
boy.
each
Oh boy.
major update during early access, we'll be continuing to add and improve the options here.
Il y a une couple de nouvelles
We
affaires
have
là-dedans.
various new crafting tools that have been added as rewards to many of the different types of new content that
Non.
we're adding. But for now, I just want to mention
Non.
the changes to runes. Runes add commonly available
Oh.
mods, but
Et
since they
différentes
only have one
qualités.
tier, flat damage
Ouais,
mods can get
différentes tiers.
outclassed by in-game.
Wow.
So we've
Nice.
changed runes to have multiple
J'aime le
tiers,
look.
allowing you to get higher tier mods
Ouais.
than before. Our plan is to significantly expand the number of more specialized mods for crafting using socket balls as we add new content over time.
On va savoir du storage
And
de
the
runes.
first new set of those comes from what we're
Ah,
talking
ça
about
serait bien.
next. In Dawn of the Hunt, we're adding
Ça vaudrait le 5
Asmarian
piastres.
wisps, which can be found throughout both
Oh.
the campaign and the endgame.
Oh, c'est ça la mécanique.
Ouais. Qu'est-ce que ça
The
fait?
Asmari spirit has made itself present in Rayclast, and it appears to be trying to warn, or maybe prepare us for
Oh.
the coming darkness. You will first encounter a manifestation of it in the Grellwood in Act 1, where you'll meet
Okay.
Delwyn, an Asmari hunter who is trying to find out what exactly is causing the spirit to behave
Einar.
this way. As you approach the wisp, it will flee.
Einar,
leaving
my
past
spirit.
monsters.
Bear touch. Oh oh.
Any monsters it comes into contact with are infused by it, making them more powerful. Each
Okay.
C'est un
spirit is
mix
associated
entre
with a
les
specific
spirits
revered
puis
animal
les.
within Asmari culture. This one is
Les-
a wisp of the Great Bear. and
Dans
grants
un, les
enemies
wisps,
extra
là,
life and stun.
Quand tu sors de la
The
map,
wisp moves faster the
sors de la
closer
zone,
you
ça,
are.
ça
And as you
infuse
move
tout.
away, they
Mais
slow
ça, pour
down
moi, ça
to wait
infuse
for
juste que ça touche.
Ouais,
If you get
il
too
ressemble
far
un peu
away
aux
for too long,
Spectres
they'll
à la place.
dissipate and
Ouais,
return to the
ouais,
woods.
c'est ça.
Les Ghosts, là.
As you continue to chase the wisp, it will find and possess a rare or unique monster,
Oh,
granting it a
ouais.
new powerful ability. Because this was a wisp of the Great Bear, This monster now also has increased life and stun, but on top of that, it will periodically summon a large spectral bear that slams with wild fury.
Ça va
If
pas
you're
être le
able
fun
to defeat
tantôt.
this foe, you will be rewarded. For each monster that was infused and killed along the way,
Oh.
the rewards
Oh.
will be increased. Each
Nice.
wisp has its own mechanics. The wisp of the winter owl is a
nouvelle
primal
map.
wisp that causes enemies to deal extra cold damage.
Un espèce de
Their energy
mix
field
de
and release
tower
wind force
puis
seeds on death.
désert.
When infusing a
Ouais.
monster, they will call down large tornadoes to
Pas
protect their
ça,
host.
ok.
The
Oh,
wisp of the wild cat is a vivid wisp that causes affected monsters to deal more critical strikes
oh
and be more
non.
evasive.
Nope.
When
Oh,
it infuses a monster, it will summon a barrage of feline spirits that
Ugh.
will to tear you limb from limb.
Des chats!
Ouais.
If you're lucky, you may even find sacred wisps that can do some
Oh,
pretty
boy.
crazy things to the monsters they
Oh
influence.
boy.
Like the wisp of the cunning fox, which turns normal
He's unique,
monsters into
though.
magics,
What?
magic monsters into rares, and rare monsters into actual bosses.
Oh.
Unique.
As Marion
Ouais.
Wisps can drop a new set of
Oh,
socketable
les talismans.
items that allow you to craft a wide range of interesting new mods onto your items.
Nice.
Each one may only be used on a specific
Corrupted
item
Blood
slot.
Immune.
As mentioned,
Ouais.
J'aime bien
there's
ça.
the Marion
Toi aussi, tu l'as
Wisps
vu.
encountered throughout the game. But there's
Ah.
also a new endgame map called the
ouais, c'est-
Asmeri Ranges, a mountain village where the Asmeri once lived, now overrun with
Oh.
corrupt monsters. This map always has multiple Asmerian Wisps in it.
Wow.
and
Oh
familiar,
boy.
yet not quite the same.
Une map
boss
unique,
fight.
quasi? C'est ça, quasi?
Une nouvelle map.
Asmerian Wisps can also be
Oh.
further modified by the endgame Atlas tree as well,
Atlas
Oh.
and by
Expanded.
tablets.
Ouais.
But I'm not going to be the one talking about those things.
Ah,
In
pardon.
order to cover all the new content in endgame, I'm going to hand things over to Mark.
Hi,
Salut Marc.
I'm Mark
Hey.
Roberts, game director on
Ouais,
Path
c'est lui
of
qui parle du
Exile
endgame
2.
d'habitude.
Ok.
There's a ton to talk about with the endgame today, so let's dig right in. Path of Exile 2's early access began
Ça, c'est
with a
pareil.
brand new endgame,
Attends.
and it was clear that it needed a lot of work.
Ouais, je pense que c'est peut-être
After
peut-être le
absorbing
premier,
your
ça.
feedback, we're ready to
Ouais.
make some epic changes.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
The first
Epic
thing
games.
is, we just need a lot more content.
Mhm.
In
Ouais.
Dawn of the Hunt, we have made sure to focus on increasing the sheer number of interesting
Okay,
and different
just plus
encounters you will
d'encounter,
randomly
c'est bon.
stumble into as you explore the endgame. And the
Ouais.
second goal is to smoothen the progression through maps and reduce the amount
Laisse-nous
of
choisir
annoying
les,
visual work.
les layouts, s'il vous plaît.
To start with, let's
Genre
talk
quelle map
about the
rouler.
new interesting stuff to find. Well, the most obvious thing to add are new maps.
Ça, c'est-
Ouais.
c'est-
As
c'est-
well as the Asmeri Ranges that
Un bateau.
Jonathan mentioned earlier, Dawn of the Hunt also contains 7 other new maps,
Okay.
all with their own custom encounters. Let's start with this one.
The Feral Megaliths map starts off in the wild
Bon nom.
Isamite forest.
Non, j'aime vraiment pas le nom.
As you progress through the forest, you will find mysterious rune-carved stones that,
Okay.
when touched, surge with energy. After activating all the stones, you can find a grand henge, where all the energy
Une
is
espèce de
coalescing.
unlock chaque
You can then
stone
start
pour la
an
boss.
encounter.
Oh.
The area darkens, a storm moves in, and a concentration
Ouais, moi,
of
je vais
energy
tasser un peu.
summons a
Ouais.
dangerous boss.
Ouais.
You must fight and
Okay.
defeat the boss to get its
Oh,
rewards.
un Vile Thorn.
Once you have defeated it, summon another,
What?
and another, and another,
Ouais, il y en a 5.
and another.
Oh non, c'est toutes des,
There are
vrais,
10
des vieux
total
boss.
waves of boss fights which get incrementally
What?
more difficult.
Ça ressemble à
If you
Maven un
manage
peu.
to defeat them,
Tu fais
you
tous
get
les
full
boss, là.
boss rewards, but also opportunities to get new runes.
Ok.
These can only be obtained from
Oh boy.
this map.
Ça vaut-tu un pulse?
Oh.
The Fractured
Non.
Lake contains a surreal waterscape with fractured
Elle est
mirror-like
bizarre.
objects.
Je l'aime
Oh,
déjà
du
pas.
fracture.
As you move around the map, the
Moi, je
terrain
l'aime.
itself elevates
Ça
from
rappelle
below,
Calandra.
creating the ground you walk on. In this unique map, all the rare monsters are mirrored,
Non, une map
so
unique.
you're always fighting two of the same rare at
Oh.
the same time, which can prove quite difficult. If you manage to overcome that challenge and make it to the end of the map, you'll be presented with a broken mirror.
Oh.
Ah, c'est Calandra.
Altar-like object that contains an item within. The item contained
item
within is a
de-
new base type, either
Ouais.
an amulet or a ring. That can be
Ouais.
crafted to have additional prefixes
Wow.
or suffixes at the cost of the other. The last unique map we'll show today is one based around the essence mechanic. You enter a
Oh, c'était
crystalline
des unique
cavern,
maps.
and you will
Ouais.
find a
ouais,
powerful
c'est
map
des-
boss
des-
imprisoned in the center.
Des
Des
maps.
systèmes de heist. Des
It is
bases de heist.
surrounded by many rare monsters,
Oh.
Non, non.
also imprisoned in essences.
Oh.
By
Oh,
freeing
une nouvelle
and
essence.
defeating the rare monsters, the essence they held will be upgraded to a greater essence and be
Oh.
added to
Oh.
the imprisoned map.
Une map
boss.
pour les essences.
Ouais, c'est une map unique.
How many
Oh boy.
essences will you
Wow.
add to the boss?
Upgrader.
Overdo it, you might lose everything. Underdo it, and you might regret it. It's your choice.
Ben, il faisait du bon dégât.
Alongside
Quoi?
visual improvements,
J'ai vu
you're
quelque
now
chose.
able... How many essences will you add to the boss?
Check.
Overdo it,
On
and
voit
you
si tu
might
vas le
lose
voir.
everything. Underdo it, and you might regret it.
Un
It's
petit
your
détail
choice.
intéressant. En dessous de You Have Died.
Ah, oh!
Portals.
Oui, mais ça c'était pour les maps uniques. Je pense.
Ah, peut-être juste pour les uniques, ouais.
Speaking of essences, alongside visual improvements,
Mais
you're
ils vont
now
peut-être en
able
parler.
to apply Varlobs to
Ouais.
corrupt the essences with
Oh!
a range of unpredictable
Nice.
outcomes.
Yummy!
It could increase the number of essences,
Increase the tier.
re-roll all the essences to the same type,
Oh.
or even upgrade the essences to greater
Ouais.
essences. What if
On va
they're
peut-être payer
already
ça.
greater essences? Well,
Oh.
you can upgrade those too.
Oh!
We have
C'est ça, les
four
nouvelles
new
essences que j'ai vues
corrupted
tantôt, ouais.
essences. Essence of Hysteria,
Ouais.
Delirium, Horror,
They're back.
and Insanity.
Oh!
Each corrupted essence has its own interesting combat mechanics.
Oh.
For example, the essence of Insanity causes you to question even your own mind, as monsters split into shadowy clones, and you
Oh
must
boy.
locate
No.
the real one before a devastating icy explosion freezes everything around it.
Rip.
Oh, wow!
Bye bye.
Each of these has their own crafting outcomes. The essence of Insanity can be applied to a belt. It
What?
adds a mod that will ensure the next Varlorb used on the belt will guarantee adding 2 enchantments.
Wow. Enchantments.
Ouais.
Wow.
Deux corruption.
It's worth
Oh.
noting
Ça va
all
coûter
the
cher.
essences in the unique map can
Ouais.
also
Non,
be
deux enchant
corrupted
en
too,
plus du corrupt.
if you're willing to risk it.
Oh.
It's worth noting we have also added 10 extra Atlas
Nice.
passive points you can earn by completing
Nice.
5 different
plus gros
unique
tree.
maps.
Oh, de ces maps
Cinq
uniques.
maps.
Nice.
Now,
2 points chaque.
New maps are just
Ouais.
the beginning. We had a goal where we wanted to
nice.
make sure you were constantly finding exciting new content, and that it could be lurking around any corner.
Oh.
Il y a encore 13 minutes.
So, we have added a
Damn.
bunch of new things that you could stumble into
C'est
in any
l'enfer.
map you run.
Oh, les
On
maps
your travels,
mécaniques.
you will sometimes encounter
Des-
rogue
des-
exiles.
Oh non!
Others like you who have been exiled and are openly hostile.
Adrienne.
Some are malicious, some are mad, while others are simply fiends for loot. They will challenge you, a fight to the death.
Ouais.
They use the
PvP.
same skills available to players
L'équivalent de.
and even the
Oh,
same
nice.
items. They aren't just dressed
Ouais.
up in those items, they're actually using them. It's
Nice.
going to feel like a true player versus player situation.
Oh, ça risque
Of
d'être des
course,
gros
if you are
combats.
able to slay these exiles, those items will all drop on the ground.
Oh!
Wow.
If you
Comme lui, il y a
encounter an
2 uniques
exile
en haut
using
dans
a
toute sa vie.
powerful or valuable unique
Oh.
item, which you can see displayed under their life bar, you want to be damn sure you kill them.
Il va en avoir un
Because
qui est
if they
comme
kill
Mage
you and
Blood,
your
puis un autre
party,
truc comme
they'll
ah.
portal out, taking their items.
Ouais.
Every fight will
Oh.
feel completely
Nice.
different.
Puis
Oh non, il y a
sauve
des
après le
les
You'll
6
come
portals.
equipped with.
Oh!
These exiles
Ouais.
are much smarter than your
Nice.
regular monster. They have capabilities to dodge
Encore
roll,
Adrienne.
avoid your abilities with smart pathfinding,
Ouais, c'est qu'ils veulent pas toutes nous les montrer.
and much more
T'as
action.
plus de vie d'eau, what the fuck?
Ouais, prends tes potions, bro.
They like you, and
Ils ont-
they're not super durable. Unless, of
Thumbs
course, they're
up.
wearing uniques like Cal's
Oh!
in which case, expect a longer battle.
Beaucoup de vie.
There are 12 different rogue exiles you can
Fuck.
find, each
12!
with their own skills and personalities.
Fait que c'est comme des uniques boss que tu peux
Some
voir un
may
peu n'importe
insult
où.
you, while others may admire your honor in combat.
Ah.
Nice.
Another encounter you might stumble onto in Dawn of the Hunt are one of 4 new unique strongboxes.
Oh.
Strongboxes are chests with modifiers. When you try to open them, they activate traps and spawn waves of monsters
Ok, il
that
disait
you must
unique dans le
defeat
sens que
to
les,
access the
5 sont, les 4 sont
Let's take a
différents,
look
pas
at 2 of
rareté
the new
unique.
unique boxes that are harder to find
Good. Nice.
and behave just a little bit differently.
Ooh, shiny.
The Ogham's Legacy Strongbox has a corpse splayed out in front of the rune carved
C'est
Ah
stone.
ouais,
unique.
non, c'est des uniques. Ouais.
Upon interacting with the stone, you activate Forbidden Ezomite magic, which
Revive
revives the
5
monster
points.
as a powerful rare. The
Oh,
Strongbox
chaque fois
comes
qu'il
with
revive,
a
il
modifier
prend la
which
power.
determines how many times it will revive that rare.
C'est
Each
juste
time
un
you
dude.
defeat the monstrosity,
Ouais.
the
Ouais.
Strongbox revives it again, adding an
Heureusement.
extra modifier to the monster.
Ouais, mais il y a plus de modes à
Each
chaque fois.
resurrection
Ouais, c'est ça.
becomes
Ouais, il y a
more
un mode de
difficult,
plus à chaque fois qu'il
but
revive.
also more rewarding.
Ouais. Je sais pas si tu vois là, mais.
Strongbox is infused with
Il y avait beaucoup de
Thaumaturge's
lignes.
file technology.
Valtech.
Each-Shell's Torment
21
has a
pack.
powerful artifact inside, and is guarded by
Holy
chaos itself.
shit.
Defeating the monsters will grant you a unique item, with a specific
Ooh.
corrupted outcome. You'll have to find the other 2 for yourself to see what they do.
Oh,
Fait qu'il fait une
shiny.
thème?
Now,
Ah non.
let's talk about the introduction to the endgame.
Oh, c'est pas ça
Upon
déjà?
starting the endgame, Doriani tasks you with cleansing corruption
Ouais.
to help restore the land.
Ouais.
However, in practice, the quest objective just sent you on a grind to clear 15 maps.
Yep.
Ouais.
We wanted to make the quest to unlock your Atlas passives much
boy.
more interesting.
Actual quest?
Now, Doriani is
Oh.
tasking you with a more specific objective.
Nice.
On the atlas, you will find areas of corruption caused by the beast. In the center of each one, you will find a corrupted nexus,
Un
the
boss de
source of
corruption.
the affliction.
Ouais.
In the areas leading up to the nexus, you will notice that corruption spills out from slain enemies and
Équivalent
amalgamates into powerful
des
monsters.
fortress, mais pour la corruption seulement.
Corrupted
Ouais.
maps existed on the atlas before, but we've done significant work on improving these monsters.
Oh boy.
We've also done a full pass on the modifiers on these maps to make them more interesting and more rewarding. Once
Nice.
you
demande
reach
si on va
the
pouvoir
nexus, you
rejouer les
have a
maps.
new task.
Complété.
Cleanse the source of corruption.
Je pense que...
When you defeat the last rare in those maps, they will spawn one of 3 terrifying
Oh
bosses.
boy.
Amalgamations of corruption
Je me demande si
itself.
quand tu clears la corruption,
After
ça
defeating
devient
that
des maps
boss,
normales,
Doriani
puis
will
après tu
come
peux
and
les rouler.
cleanse the
genre.
corruption for good.
Non, sûrement pas.
As the remains of the boss are purged of corruption, it coalesces into raw crystallized power, which you can use to gain points for your Atlas passive skill tree.
Ok.
The upgrade system that allows you to add and enhance content in your maps. We didn't stop there though.
Oh.
When you
The fuck,
complete
c'est
the
nouveau?
corrupted nexus,
Ouais.
all of the remaining
Ah,
surrounding
il convertit
corrupted
en autre
maps
chose.
will become cleansed maps.
Wow.
Ok.
Cleansed maps also have new monsters,
Les crypto blancs.
a new boss,
Oh.
Wow.
and their own set of modifiers and rewards, including finding fracturing orbs by slaying cleansed enemies.
Oh, c'est nouveau. On aime ça.
Fracturing.
Vous n'avez-tu dans avant?
These orbs can
Oui.
be used in crafting on a rare item to cause
Ouais.
fractured
Dans le deux.
modifiers
Dans
to
le deux, je veux
become
dire.
Mais non.
fractured. A fractured modifier is one
Nice.
that cannot be modified by any means.
Ça va
Bon.
valoir
You are
cher.
able to
On va
freely
commencer à
modify that
jaser.
item, ensuring the fractured modifier will never change.
Oh.
If you get the right item with the right mod, it can prove to be a very powerful
Oui.
crafting base indeed.
46
You
maps.
must now choose. Do you complete all the
Ouais.
corrupted maps
Veux-tu corruption
and then
ou
the
tu veux des
Nexus?
cleansed?
Or maybe you beeline to the Nexus, complete
Ouais.
it, and do all the remaining maps cleansed.
Comme Tower, mais inversé.
Both
Tu vas clearer la
have
Tower
rewards to
first
entice
pour avoir
you
le tour.
and challenges to assess.
En cleansed.
Ouais.
Now,
Ou pas.
let's have a
Dépendant de ce que
talk
tu veux
about
faire.
towers.
Nice.
One thing we've had a lot of feedback on is the busy
Trois.
work around running towers and managing your tablets.
On va mettre 3
The
par
first
Tower.
change we've made
Ouais.
here is that we have reduced the number of towers drastically.
Oh,
So there
nice.
are now 1/3 as many as before,
Ouais,
Ah.
c'est
but we've
c'est une
made
bonne
them
chose.
much more powerful.
C'est une bonne chose.
To start with,
Ouais.
tablets now inherently add twice as many mechanics.
Ok,
That's
2
not all.
préfixes. Ben,
Running
2
higher tier maps and
affixes.
towers now increases the number of mechanics applied by tablets.
Ok.
Oh.
By tier 15, the bonus is doubled,
Nice.
allowing a single tablet to now add 4 times as many mechanics as before.
Un petit peu.
So, we're running far fewer towers,
Sont pas toutes autant.
dealing with fewer tablets,
Ouais.
and affecting even
Il
more
doit avoir
maps than
différentes
before.
grosseurs de Tower.
But because
Ouais.
there are fewer towers overlapping with each other, you won't get as many
Tu peux peut-être en avoir
opportunities to
jusqu'à
stack
4.
different tablets.
Ouais,
In order
on
to
dirait.
solve this, we've made it so that each tower can consume up to 3 tablets at once.
Ah, 3. C'est quoi le
You
quatrième
always
slot?
get 1 slot on completing the tower, but if you can complete a tower with more mods on the waystone,
Ah, tu peux
you
faire
can
des
get
towers.
a second or third slot. Overall, this allows for even more juicing from towers, while drastically reducing the amount of
Ouais,
busy work you have to do.
C'est pour ça que je pense que peut-être qu'on va
On
pouvoir
top of
rejouer les
that,
maps.
towers are much more interesting maps
sais pas.
because they can now spawn with all mechanics,
Ah, ça, c'est
including bosses.
Nice.
Each tower map has a new boss.
Oh.
Let's
Okay.
take a look at a couple here. The boss fight of the Alpine Ridge map has 2 powerful witches
Nice.
contesting for territory. One witch
Ça,
has
la
an
récit, nous, la
affinity for
récit. Non,
ice,
frère.
the other fire.
Ouais.
Who will win?
Ça veut dire que quand tu vas venir foutre le bordel, ils vont se... Ouais.
The boss of the sinking spire
vont s'en
map is
virer
a
de contre
remnant
toi.
of the Vow
Ouais.
that has been charged with the lightning.
Lightning.
Ah.
It uses a full suite of lightning abilities.
Bon, les
But
3
be
éléments sont
careful.
covered.
If any of them hit the
Déjà.
surrounding
Non,
constructs,
il reste
they will
Chaos
power
pour
up.
l'autre.
Ouais, il reste
Another thing that we've seen a
Chaos.
lot of feedback about is sustaining waystones.
Ouais.
As we looked into it, we realized that the people who couldn't sustain
Donc, c'était pas
waystones
super à la
were
fin,
dying a lot.
Ouais.
A lot more than we
Ouais.
had expected.
Portals.
And that made us realize something. During the campaign,
Portals.
the expectation is that you can die multiple
Ouais, c'est là
times
qu'il l'annonce.
in order to learn how to overcome challenges.
On l'a déjà
Portal!
vu.
You were able
On
to
l'a
learn
déjà
how the
vu.
monsters behave, adapt to their skills, and
Ben,
eventually
6
overcome
extra,
them.
ça veut dire que c'est un de plus que
But
dans
as
le 1.
soon
Dans le
as
1,
you
c'était
get to
6
the end
total.
game, you're effectively no longer allowed to die if you want to sustain waystones.
Mhm.
By the time you are getting towards the end of endgame, we
Content
want you
qu'ils
to have to be
reverse
careful
leur
not
décision
to
là-dessus.
die. But it
Bon, ben,
certainly
je pense que c'est une
shouldn't be
bonne
that we
chose,
have
là.
such a sudden shift
Ouais.
as you run your first match.
Parce que...
The first change we're making is you can now respawn and return to a map if you die.
Quelle vie.
Oh, 5 portals remaining.
Continuing from where you left off.
Ah, tu sais
Ouais,
qu'il avait
ouais.
déjà spawné peut-être dedans,
When
à la
you
place
start
d'avoir
the
des...
endgame, you get up
Ouais,
to 6
peut-être.
total attempts per map.
Ok.
Ok.
Incluant party group?
As
Party
you add
play?
more modifiers to a
Ça
devrait.
raystone, the number of respawns goes down.
Oh!
Nice.
This means that
Mark.
as you get to the point that you're running every waystone as a rare, you will have to be more careful.
Ah, fait que 6 modes, t'as 1 essai. Mettons 4 modes, t'aurais 2 essais.
Huh.
In parties, everyone gets to respawn that number of times.
Oh,
C'est
wow!
nice. Ok. Makes sense pour les
But
6
we
modes.
still
là.
think it's important
Ouais.
that you can kill a boss
Ah,
in
puis à
one
gauche,
go.
dans sa barre de vie,
In
au-dessus,
order
tu vois
to
que le
allow
12
that
dirait
to
5
happen,
respawn.
we've made a change so that once you start the boss
Dans le
fight,
party, là.
it changes
gauche.
over to the
Ouais.
same
C'est
respawning
vraiment
system
beau.
we use for pinnacle
Ouais,
bosses.
c'est nice.
This means that the map owner can choose to respawn everyone at the same time.
Oh, wow! Non, j'aime ça.
Another complaint we've seen a lot of is players not wanting to do the pinnacle content because of the experience penalty from dying.
No XP penalty
A
from
change we've
Pinnacle?
made here is that all pinnacle
Nice.
content now no longer grants experience,
Ooh.
but also no
C'est bon,
longer
ça.
removes experience on death.
Ouais.
Dawn of the
Thank you,
Hunt
Thames.
also
Sick.
brings the first batch of Twilight Order reliquary keys from the
Ooh.
early access supporter packs.
Oh, oh.
Ouais, ceux qui ont acheté le gros pack au début ont
These
Et leurs
keys
items.
contain items selected by our
Oh,
supporters.
boy.
They can contain any unique
Ça sent le
item
pause,
found
ça sent
in
le
Path of
pause.
Exile 2.
football.
Ouais,
Ah,
on
c'est
connaît
le-
ce beau, là.
On la
If the
connaît celle-là,
selected
ouais.
item is a pinnacle boss drop, then only special keys dropped by this content will be able to
Wow.
provide these items.
Oh,
Fait que
wow.
les content vont être chers.
Hand of Wisdom in action can only come
Ouais.
from a key dropped by
Ouf.
Zesh.
Les Hawa gloves, ça va être cher.
Also making a change that allows pinnacle boss uniques to drop at any
Oh,
different.
Les gloves avec la Huntress. C'est pour attack speed puis damage.
Oh,
Ah,
malade.
Malade.
Malade. Oh,
But
oui.
still possible to find.
Oh.
This applies to the drop chances for the reliquary keys from this content as well.
Diamond,
Ah
un
ouais.
jewel.
Ouais. Ouais, c'est un jewel
We
qui va être
spoke
cher, mais
about
ça me semble.
towers and tablets earlier,
Oh.
but we have also added a suite of unique tablets.
Oh.
What?
Each of these adds crazy interactions to the maps influenced by it.
Expédition en bas à gauche.
For example,
Ah ben c'est
this
un pour
unique
chaque
tablet
mécanique.
allows you to run any map in a tower's radius without requiring connections, which can be
Huh.
quite useful
Wow.
for jumping gaps and traveling
Nice.
around your atlas.
Des frog,
And
frog,
this
frog
tablet
jump.
causes all runic
Nice.
monsters spawned during expedition encounters to be duplicated. It weakens
Oh.
all expedition monsters that emerge from the ground.
Wow.
The Atlas tree has also been expanded, and
Oui.
you can find many of the new
Ah,
there.
plus de
Ça arrive
d'exile.
Improvements to existing ones too.
Je suis pas sur le temps de lire le premier qu'il a mis, là, mais c'était plus de
Non.
exile.
Now through this live, which can be
check
quite
that.
useful for jumping gaps
Oui.
and traveling
Jacques
around your atlas. And this
Ok,
tablet
je pensais,
causes
j'étais
all
comme,
runic
hein?
monsters
Qu'est-ce qui se
spawned
passe?
during
Il
expedition
reparle de
Ouais,
ça?
de comme 15 secondes.
and weakens all expedition monsters that
On a
emerge
juste
from the
vu
ground.
un des Atlas Super Hyper.
The Atlas tree
Juste montrer
has
ça.
also
So-
been
C'est
Plus de Rogue Exile.
Contain,
expanded,
wow.
and you can find many of the new mechanics there. And
J'aime qu'il
improvements to
il
existing
fait par
ones
exprès
too.
pour éviter tout ce qui veut pas leaker, là.
Ouais.
Plus d'essence, nice. Et 30%
Jesus.
plus de chances
Now
d'être
through
traitor.
this live stream, we have mentioned quite a few new crafting options that we've added.
Uh-oh.
New runes, corrupted essences,
More orbs?
Ouais.
fractured mods, and jewelry crafting bases.
Oui.
But we did have just one more crafting system to talk about.
Oh.
Recombination.
Oh.
Expedition was the only in-game mechanic that was lacking
Ils
a
vont-ils l'avoir
crafting
healé?
system, so that needed to change. Recombination is a mechanic that might be familiar to some
C'est
players.
currency
It
de...
allows you to merge two items together, hoping
Je
to
sais
get
plus
the
lequel
best
des quatre,
elements
là.
of each on a single new item.
Oh boy.
This new crafting bench will be unlocked as you complete your
Expédition,
first
hein.
expedition,
Oh
and
non.
requires
Okay.
artifacts found during expeditions to fuel it. The rarer the mods on the item you are combining, the
plus
more
dur ça va
expensive the
être.
cost.
Ah,
That wraps up all the
T'aimeras pas
major
ça.
in-game changes we're talking about today.
ça va être cher.
With all the system changes and new content, we
Nice.
can't wait to get in
Oui,
there,
c'est-
start blasting maps, and obliterating.
Ouais.
There's one more
On
thing
va
we wanted to
dessus.
clarify before we move on.
Dernière
Which is
chose.
that all the content we've talked about today will be made available in the existing early access
Nice.
games, so you can play your existing characters. However, there will be new
New-
leagues
ouais.
made for those who wish
Economy
to start
reset?
in a fresh economy.
Nice. Ouais, ça
It
oui.
is recommended to start over and get the full new experience
Whew.
at Dawn of the Hunt
C'est ce qu'on va
leagues.
faire, je pense.
Ouais.
For all our existing early access players,
Oh.
we're really looking forward to joining you playing in this new update. For those who don't already have access and are interested in playing Path of Exile
vont-tu baisser
2,
le prix?
Dawn of the Hunt, You are able to at any time purchase
Pense
an
pas.
early access
Non.
supporter pack
Ça prend une
at
clé. Ben, c'est encore du
www.pathofexile2.com.
Early Access, là. Ça fait
Ouais,
du
c'est ça.
sens.
Additionally,
Je
the
pensais qu'elle avait
Paladin
été comme de
and
5$
Penance
à
supporter
chaque
packs are
grosse
now
upgrade,
available to
peut-être.
purchase in Path of Exile 2 and contain 6
C'était une
microtransactions
bonne idée, par
each,
exemple, de faire ça.
and the full pack's face value in points.
Mais,
All the microtransactions
paraît pas
contained
vraiment.
within these packs are
Surtout que
purely
t'as le cash
cosmetic
in-game en
and do
plus.
not affect your character's
Ouais, mais
power
c'est plus
or
ceux qui se disent
progression
que
in
30$
any
c'est
way.
trop cher, mais attendre genre à
Thank you
15$,
so
vont tout
much for
embarquer.
your ongoing
Mais-
support.
Nice.
Oh,
Quand même pas pire, quand même pas
maman! Donc, on va avoir
Fait que-
du beau content à checker ça.
Ouais, je pense que c'est pas trop une surprise après la réaction quand on va sûrement faire des streams là-dessus. Semaine prochaine, vendredi.
Ouais, c'est la semaine prochaine. La journée de la sortie, on va faire ça le vendredi, puis après ça, on va voir comment ça va.
Personnellement, c'est le plus tôt possible. Je vais essayer de finir de bonne heure ou de souper genre à 4 heures. Fuck.
Oh, nice. Mais oui, c'est plein de belles choses, ça.
Ouais, je sais toujours pas quelle classe je vais prendre. On va sûrement faire un petit. On a à peine parlé, mais on va peut-être faire un petit vidéo, peut-être mercredi ou jeudi pour dire ce qu'on va faire comme classe, tout ça. Pour hype up.
Moi, je te dis ça tout de suite, là. Il y a des très fortes chances que je sache déjà c'est quoi que je fais.
Huntress?
Un nouveau caractère qui a de l'air vraiment malade. Les skills qu'on a vus à date, là, ils étaient top notch.
Intense. Moi, je les tente peut-être mercenaire ou summoner. Ouais. Witch, peut-être. Je sais pas.
Peut-être. On verra.
La nouvelle Witch avait l'air intéressante avec les curses et tout ça. Ça pourrait être un bon combo.
Ouais. Mais à part que les curses étaient un peu lentes à caster avant.
Ouais, il
Peut-être
faut vraiment
qu'avec.
que tu te spécialises. Ouais.
C'est ça, avec la spécialisation, les modifier un peu, tu es peut-être capable de faire quelque chose qui va faire du sens.
Yeah.
Donc,
Non,
ouais.
le mercenaire avec le. C'était quoi? C'était le pin, que tout ce que tu touches peut se faire piner. Ça peut être drôle, ça aussi, avec toi. Là.
Ouais.
Qui va toutes les décoller après.
Ouais, c'est un peu fou là-dessus. Oh.
Ouais.
Non, il y a vraiment plein de beaux choix là-dessus.
Ouais.
Donc,
Good.
moi, je pense qu'ils ont fait un très bel upgrade dans le fond à Path of Exile 2. Parce que
Ouais.
au début, j'étais un petit peu mitigé. Je trouvais quand même que c'était bien pour le temps que c'était dans l'Early Access, dans le fond.
Ouais,
Mais maintenant, ça commence à s'en revenir tranquillement de plus en plus vers ce qu'on connaît de Path of Exile.
Complet, là.
It's
Ouais,
finally
c'est ça.
complete, and it'll be made available in the upcoming
Ouais, puis je
expansion.
pense aussi que ça va être intéressant de voir l'endgame, comment ça a changé, voir l'impact sur le. Moi, j'aime bien l'économie, là. J'ai hâte de voir l'économie, ce que ça va faire.
Ouais.
Ouais.
T'as-tu reparti ça?
Ouais, excuse-moi, c'est vrai. J'aurais dû J'ai oublié que c'est en duo, j'ai comme pas mis le son, j'ai mis à mute.
Ouais.
Spectres cost spirit, and
Ouais,
will
ça va être
revive.
intéressant.
Oui.
Fait que, ouais, vendredi soir prochain, 4 avril, là,
Yes!
au plus tard, 6 heures,
Ouais.
on devrait être live
Ouais.
pour la campagne. Nice.
Pour essayer de rush through la campagne.
Ouais, finir ça avant le dimanche, peut-être.
Ouf.
Ça va être top.
Je penserais pas. Des
À
choses
moins
que
qu'on
je
se
fais.
couche tard.
Même à se coucher tard, là. La campagne est quand
Ouais.
même pas
Ouais,
une heure ou deux, hein?
Non, c'est pas super. Je l'ai fait une couple de fois. Je pense que toi, t'avais juste fait un ou deux persos.
Deux persos,
Mais
je pense.
vers la fin, je pense qu'à 8h, 6h, peut-être 6h30, 7h, ça peut se faire. Là, mais
Ok. Ouais,
c'est vraiment gros rush. Là.
Ouais.
Mais ouais. Good. Fait que
Yes.
un bon reveal. Là. Fait que c'est ça. On va se revoir pour les fans de Path of Exile vendredi prochain ou plus tard.
Yes.
Good.
Donc, merci beaucoup.
Oui.
À la
Merci à tous et
prochaine.
puis à la prochaine. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.